Saturday Showdown, KT Rolster versus T1.
And in that light, I would like the Braum a lot more than I would like the Leona. Leona gives you a lot more offensive power, and I do actually think Leona Ezreal is a decently strong lane. But if you're committing to the split push, Braum makes it so much harder to engage on really any multi-man unit. And Brion, I think, have a composition that can really start to fall behind when it comes to damage if they don't find a lot of angles in the early to mid game. Also, it really depends on which build Hannah goes here.
Let's see what happens, as this will be the draft from both sides. Let's hop onto the rip for game number 1.
Again, we don't really know what Hannah is going to go. If he goes lethality, I think things might be a little bit dicey based on the setup here. Should be able to pick themselves up a chicken camp here, and it looks like the wave is actually going to crash, so Hannah and Effort going to be completely fine. Looks like Hannah sticking around anyway, as a lot of aggression.
Yeah, oh, that was a mistake. Upty's gonna have to flash away. In comes Karis. He's level 4 Azir, as another flash will be exposed and used here by the side of Bro. Very confusing fight, as Live Sandbox Invade kind of pans out.
Clear is probably in a bit of a pickle here.
Yeah, Umpty making plays early on. That's what he does. The all-out over the wall. Clear just gonna use that to survive?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, we've seen a lot of Cassantes deliver to Maokai. And Morgan's like, hey, Umpty, hear me out. You know, you're the guy who brings packages. I'll take it out of your hands. But that was not, he's not a professional. You know, like that's not your job. You should have kept him with Umpty instead of ulting him to safety. We'll see if he's willing to invest it. Claire also going to look for a back. If he gets Sunderer and they can double TP to top, might be able to defend it. Otherwise, could be dicey here.
Closer, I think, definitely has to go up there. Let's see if he goes for it. There it is, the Counter-Strike buying time as the Cassante stunned under the wall. Here's Closer, gets first blood, and is right there to try to help out as Karis also trying to get into this fight, and he might go down as well. Closer picks up the double kill on the Shiv LeBlanc. Here's a sapling. Closer will not be able to avoid it and is trying to skirmish here with Morgan, but may reconsider.
Yeah, just let this one go. It's fine. It works out.
But triple.
So, in the end, it's worth it.
Yeah, right? And if you're there early, that will increase your value, right? Because that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You need to be in there poking, and he does a little bit of damage, but that's about it. As the engage goes in onto Willer, he has to flash away, as now Kyle's in a bit of trouble. Does lock down Effort. As Clear trying to get in from the top, but that is a pretty good divide. Gonna get on top of Willer here. He goes down. Double kill for the side of Bro, as Hannah will pick that one up. Flash on in from Closer. Desperate to make the LeBlanc work. Does pick it up. Brings Umpty with him.
Teddy in particular hasn't really reached critical mass, and then this play from Closer just really nicely done. In fact, he brings Umpty back. Very funny as well.
Into a team fight against this team, but if you get a catch onto Henna, could be nice as the angle is big, but the hook again is going to come down. But they find Henna in the backline. They try to engage on LeBlanc. That's not really going to work, but Kyle goes in way too early, but now Clear finally going to join up with the fight as he's taking a bunch of damage from the Cassante. This front to back is big from Bro, but their health bars are disappearing. It's such a scrappy one, as Closer again is going to stand at the end of it, as will Teddy on the top side of this fight. They're just hunting down the last two members, as Umpty's going to get taken out, and Morgan on the Cassante, of course. He'll be the only one that does get away, who also has probably the best minion farming item in the game, which is the Shiv, even with the nerfs. So Closer, of course, getting up there, and now he's even threatening a kill. Not going to stick around for the leash, but now Karis is down to 20% health, just like that.
Means that you always have places to go back to.
This just keeps happening, and there's nothing really that Karis can do about it. You know, this is part of why LeBlanc gets played a lot, right? As the leash comes in, Closer avoids the Emperor's Divide. He does have to use his flash to get away from the Emperor's Divide, as no item built upon that last Whisper just yet, as ult will be committed to here. Closer in a lot of trouble, actually using 3 guys to get on top of him. He does not have his Mimic, as now he's trying to survive. Actually, he walks it off. How does he get out of that? That's just insane. 3 members not able to lock down LeBlanc. The story told As old as time is now Umpty trying to get in there, trying to survive, but it's just one hit from Teddy. Kyle gonna take that kill as Effort might be able to get away with the skin of his teeth, and Closer can just walk back to the fight. Here's an ultimate, and there it is! Teddy with the snipe and the smite. Smote him from the sky.
Really gonna lose the soul for it.
딱 웅떴다. 살짝 봐줘. 딱 텔 봐줘.
Just saying they're all here. They started attacking the Mimic. They started attacking the clone.
Yeah. That
I mean,
Q
이거
actually
가야 돼.
ends up being really big.
오, 테디. 나이스.
With the way it's going, Closer again just getting in there. Scar's down, and he's gonna bring Umpty again. Umpty,
Oh no.
he doesn't seem
Nice.
to understand the way the LeBlanc works. Maybe he's doing it on purpose, as in he goes again, but I think Umpty might not be long for this one. Kyle again in the front line, just eating damage, as now that's gonna be the end of Kyle. As Liv Sandbox weren't even all here. A lot of low health bars here on the side of Bro, as Liv Sandbox might attempt this one, especially with Ocean Soul.
This might be an attempt.
They're all so low
I
here.
know.
At least Karis and
Look
Umpty
at Claire
especially.
on the flank.
Yeah, there's Clear right in the backside. He's just going to avoid the Emperor's Divide entirely, as now those low health bars will be exploited. As in goes Morgan. He's trying to make a play here on the Cassante. Putting in a phone call to Riot. Let's see if it works out for him, but he is alone now on the run. And Kyle is probably just going to put an end to this, as might Willer. Oh, a plant's going to come in, keep him alive for now, knocks up Willer, as Willer's going to go down. Don't leave the Cassante alone.
I don't know if Kyle, you're 6 levels lower. Okay, Clear's coming over.
All right, they're going to stop the Baron now. Yeah, okay, that's going to be the end of him. And that's another kill here onto Clear. An ace comes out eventually.
To take down Nash.
Let's see it. Prepare your copy pasta.
So able to get some fruit. Gets the knock up. 2 levels down. Doesn't matter.
아,
second
끝났어.
cooldown.
아, 현재
2 levels up redder. And eventually Jax says hello.
쏘리 너무 센데?
Sorry, he's really strong.
개세네.
He's so strong. Would assume he's back. And now Sejuani ultimate to back it up. Kyle has no fear in the world as he keeps just going all in. And Closer once again on the right side, not going to be caught out. Those piercing arrows really need to be landing here if you are going to go for this lethality, as now it's going to be Closer on the... Okay, well, oh, he actually goes back into that. Interesting. Decides, okay, that's fine, I'll just go for the fight instead. 2v5 are Clear and Closer, as now going to get locked up. One distortion gets him away, as Morgan is getting into that backline. They finally do take down the LeBlanc, but I think Morgan will finally pay for it himself. Meanwhile, Clear just running at the enemy team, zoning everybody away. As now maybe we do the Baron, maybe?
Yeah, we keep seeing the issue where Sandbox keeps trying. Like, when they're in a choke point, we talked about Brion not having that much damage. If you're not accessing the backline, actually killing Brion is really hard. As Clear, I don't know if they win this.
They can't get by Clear. I mean, the
no, he has Ocean.
Through, yeah, like, and that's going to be that. I mean, it's level 17 now with the Baron, and Sandbox finally get their 30 minutes in.
But they did kill Closer. Have his,
Oh, we're fighting again.
Oh,
he's just going to flash. Ults are flying into the back of the jungle. And that will be the end of the Varus, who feels pretty out of place in this one, Chronicler, especially from behind, not really able to find the angles for maximum lethality value.
And 45 seconds left.
And there it is. The ult's going to land on Nakaris. He is done. That late game damage you were looking for from the Azir just eliminated immediately. As the rest of the team, Kyle nearly dying again, as we are just going super deep on this one. Closer finally able to hop out of there, but Clear not quite as lucky, although he does have another counter-strike pulled back in by Effort. Finally taken out, as now Morgan trying to get in there, does have the stone plate, but Willer himself is even pretty tanky up against Henna, who doesn't do much against the armor-filled Sejuani, as that will be another kill on Teddy's lineup here, as they are going to try to take down the space right now. Closer goes in and might even pay for it. He is healing up quite a bit. at the end of it all, as that is the ult. And finally, they get the job done. 31 minutes in, 33 kills, and the game is over. 1-0 to the side of Liv Sandbox. And he had to. And there wasn't much you could do. Like, if you're going to play LeBlanc, play it like this. More of this.
Like a maniac.
So we might just see the AD Kai'Sa builds this time around, which has not been nearly as good.
And it's going to be the Brom locked in here for KL. They do have already engaged with the Sejuani, and we'll see what Brion end up going for. So the 1v1 obviously is great for the Gwen, but I just can't help but think if you lock Malphite, like, good luck to Sandbox ever killing him.
Yeah. This is going to be a pretty interesting game number 2 between Liv Sandbox and OK Savings Bank Brion. Let's hop onto the Rift right now.
You make sure that you have enough buttons, and you do, right? You can force the Featherstorm relatively easily, and then you still have way tools to take down Teddy, which is really big. Way tools. That's a thing, right? With me, like with steamboating,
yeah,
it's not quite that. It's the hook.
It's just very deliberate. We saw this in our first series. Kyle, though, is not quite going to take as much damage as Andil did in his version. Yeah, you know, sometimes Chronicler, in this case, you're not a native English speaker.
Long gone are the days of having to eat, you know,
only
unflavored
chicken breast.
Yeah, that's the classic.
Here's Willer, very deep in the enemy jungle, but Effort is just being locked up by the Braum and the Sejuani and does get hit by the engaged Braum. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything, but that is going to zone Effort away from his bot lane, and now Willer can just stand here.
More lethal, which I really appreciate. It's closer.
A little bit of a panic dive, as now they're going to get in here. Closer's just dead. He doesn't have anything left over as he tries to do a bit of damage, but his first blood given to the Nico is now. Here comes the rest of the team. Effort just running at them, as that should be a kill. Can they give it to Teddy? Absolutely, they will try, as one hook. Nope, not going to happen. Teddy just picks up the kill and trades it back.
It did. I think the item is necessarily in an amazing spot, but
yeah,
as far as MR items goes,
it is magic resist, that's for sure, as now the hook is going to come down, but immediate exhaust onto Umpty, who looks to be just going down. One ult will get it done, as Closer's just going to hop away as they go way deep for that one. Even a teleport used to try to make the play, and Liv Sandbox come out on top.
One day, we will learn the lesson that engaging on Brom is bait. Not today.
Yeah.
You use teleport as well. It's a very costly investment here for Brion.
Oh, knock up here on a Gwen, delivered over to Willer, and no flash available. He does have needles, but he is just 100-0'd. Only one needle. One measly needle comes out here from the Gwen. So Morgan is going to take this one. Karis with the clone in the brush, but Willer, the Steel King, can he get it this time? The knockup comes in, he gets it, steals it again! How does he keep doing this? It is just not fair! And Brose, we're gonna take the Baron, and Willer says, no you won't, I'm going to take the Baron.
He doesn't even
Look at the damage in the fight, it's like barely 2,000.
He doesn't even need to flash. They saw an opportunity. They started, there's still only 4 kills in this game. They started Baron, then it was stolen.
Yeah.
And now we're just waiting again.
That actually might have been the best Plankton moment. You know what I mean? We've had a lot of these where it's like, all right, now really give it to them. SpongeBob's like, here, you can have it. Like, no, don't give them the ice cream. Don't leash the Baron. Okay, this is a nice engage. The depth charge in onto Closer, but he just buster shots them away. And now we got a front line, a front to back here for the double AD carry. Ingos Karis catches one and gets the Feather Swarm, but that is it. And down goes Umpty. It's a double kill for the Tristana, who is taking a bunch of turret shots. Closer got to be careful about that, but it's still a win-1 fight here for Liv Sandbox.
What happened to Sandbox? Why did they get so good at team fighting? Okay, Baron has started up. You don't get to those.
All right, let's see how it goes. Karis is running away as the ult does come in by Umpty here, looking to get over the wall. Clear is taking a bunch of damage, does get the Q3 though, and that is a dead Nautilus. Effort is out of the fight. Umpty's like, guys, I thought we were doing Baron. they weren't doing Baron. Mega Cone over the top, or maybe it was Closer just hopping in, actually, as now we get a big ultimate finally from Karis, but it is 20 minutes late, okay? It's not going to be on time, and now Closer is hopping forward. Henna in a lot of trouble here, and he will be taken out by the Q3 and the Cassante. TP in the mid. It looks like Live Sandbox want to end the series.
And it looks like Sandbox might be able to do it, the 2-0. I was not expecting that. Means that Sandbox keep the race for playoffs. Even more exciting. Real not even able to get a game win. Even that would be so big.
They're trying desperately. They need to clear the wave, though, and they don't have much of that because Umpty and Effort, yeah, not really getting much done. Effort is going to go down as Closer picks up 2 more kills. The wave is dead. And Closer's like, oh, I think I can finish it. The rest of the team has to run away. As, yeah, the last auto will do it. We got some respawns. Karis is coming in, trying to auto this Nexus. But Closer, he's not going to be able to do it. In goes Willer. He is going to steal away the game. 2-0 to the side of Live Sandbox. They get the job done. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a scary moment there at the end. And I think the damage numbers tell you a lot of what happened in this game, which was nothing. Not a lot, actually.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the POG Interview translation. And Live Sandbox is the first team on the East to actually get the 5th win of the summer season. And we are here joined by Closer and Willer. Let's have a talk. Congratulations on the win. How do you feel? We were giving out all, everything was on the line, and I'm so glad that we were able to get this win. And Closer, as you can see from the fan sign, you had your birthday yesterday, and July 31st will be your debut anniversary of the LCK. We have so many Live Sandbox fans out here with the same fan sign that you're holding right now. How do you feel? Yeah, I saw so many of identical fan signs. I was really touched by this little event. I was like, I really gotta win for my fans, and I made it, and I want to say thank you for all my fans. I really appreciate it. Willer, today was a must-win series for Live Sandbox in order to keep the playoffs hope alive. What was on your mind as you were coming to Low Park? Right now, my teammates are doing fantastic jobs, so I was like, as long as I play well, we got it. So I'm so glad that we were able to continue our momentum. Exactly the same, I was here to do or die. And then I was able to get this win thanks to so much support from our fans. Yeah, Closer, you were so kind of touched by this event from the fans, and I'm so happy that you're able to say hello to your fans after this victory. And Closer, you are popping off starting from the game number 1. Karis, Closer, both of the mid laners played Azir the most in the LCK, so it was a full-on face-off on the mid lane, and you guys are having a very interesting game on the mid lane, Azir-LeBlanc matchup. Yeah, I was expecting a very tough laning phase. I was expecting this to be really fierce, and I'm so relieved that I was able to win out the mid lane matchup today. And in that game number 1, you were able to win a unanimous POG with the escape show on the LeBlanc. Let's take a look at this replay. You were getting dove by 3 different players and also 3 different ults almost, but you still managed to walk out alive. At this point, as if I go back to my initial W, I knew that I would be just dying there, but I was just holding on until my teammates came to cover me, and I thought that I could still survive because I knew my players were making a rotation for me. We actually we were expecting Bro to make play on the top lane, but I was also thinking that Closer would actually die. But I was really impressed and like surprised that Closer still managed to survive. We also have a highlight for Willer as well. Another steal coming from the Great Diff Willer. Were you expecting this? So they had a lot of damage, so I was like calculating a little bit, and then I got really lucky because I was a little bit surprised that their Baron damage was pretty high. I was expecting this still from Willer because he is the god of Smite and he did it for us. And Willer was able to pull that off even without vision in the Baron pit. So prior to the series, Live Sandbox only had 23% of probability of making it into playoffs, but with this win now it has skyrocketed to 49%. It is very likely now. Are you guys feeling confident about your miracle run? My players are on fire, you know, their form is looking great, so as long as we can keep this going, we will be able to get more wins and make it to the playoffs. Thank you. What about you, Willer? How are you feeling about your playoff run? Like, look at our lineup, our players, our coaches, you know, they're all stellar people. We have a really kind of a very packed lineup, to be honest. So it is nonsense if we cannot make playoffs with this lineup. So we will keep working hard in order to make it happen. But your remaining opponents are T1 and KT Roaster. How are we gonna make it through that schedule? It isn't gonna be easy, but we will still do our best. Yeah, there are strong opponents, but as long as we do our job, we will still be able to win. So we will keep working hard in order to secure the wins. And this will be the end of the interview and back to the space. Thank you.